All right, well, hello and welcome to another episode of Douglasville Impact, our community podcast. We've got another great show coming at you today with some news, events, and information, and another great guest from our community to talk about some great stuff coming up for our holiday season because it's November and it's time. I think we all need to start talking about Christmas and what's going on. So let's jump right in and introduce everybody that's on your screen today. Joining us once again virtually is Ms. Allison Parker.
Hello.
Mr. Chris Dixon.
Hello, everyone.
And joining us again on the show this year is Judge Beau McClain. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Merry Christmas, Jason.
And you as well. I am, I tell you, like you said, it's the beginning of November. I think some of us have been ready for Christmas since about July.
March.
So we're absolutely okay to just jump right in and say, all right, it's Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas and fun stuff. We had some music going on in the offices earlier this week and last week, some Christmas music already, and it's okay, I think. So we're glad you were able to join us to talk a little bit about some of the things that you guys have going on with your Operation Christmas project, which is always a great thing in our community. So thanks again for joining us. Let's jump in and check out our news to get us started. Who's got news today? Chris, you going to cover some news today?
No, I think I've got events, maybe.
All right, let's talk.
Call it news. I'll go ahead and talk about whatever I'm going to talk about. How about that?
Excellent. Let's go with Chris today.
Okay.
What you got?
Veterans Day's coming up on November the 11th, and City Hall offices will be closed, as well as the sanitation routes will be altered on that day. And if you have a Wednesday pickup on sanitation service, you will be picked up on Thursday, the 12th, for that week. So make sure and make note of that. Still have your can out at the curb first thing in the morning so that it will get picked up. And then a little later on in the month of November are the Thanksgiving holiday and the day after holiday. And those routes, sanitation routes, City Hall will be closed as well. But the sanitation routes, if your pickup is on Thursday, the 26th, let me make sure I've got this right. I'm sorry, Wednesday, the 26th, your pickup will be on Tuesday, November 24th. If your pickup is on Thursday, the 27th, then your pickup will be on Wednesday, November 25th. And we'll have all that stuff on our website and our social media pages as well. I'm not even sure I got it completely right there. I hope so.
As always, our regular disclaimer is that anything you hear or see on this show is needs to be verified on our website and social media pages. Anything you find on the website and social media pages is going to be correct. Anything you find, if you hear it here, it's probably right, but I would definitely double check.
Yeah. I'm not sure I did a great job explaining those dates, but at any rate, that's what it is. Also, the Hollis Street Jamboree is going to be on November 14th, Saturday, at the Hollis Street House of Hope for our PD department. And that address is 8304 Hollis Street. And that's going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. It's a free event, co-sponsored by the Douglasville Police Department and the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. And they're going to ask that you adhere to social distance guidelines, make sure you bring a mask, and they're even saying here that they'd like you to bring gloves as well. So they'll be having cookout, informational tables, a spades tournament, and activities for the kids. They ask that you park in the J.D. Simpson and Daughters Mortuary on Simpson Avenue. This is just right around the corner from the Hollis Street House there. So that's coming up, and so make note of that, and it's always a good time. And then I'll just say that Christmas is coming.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I know we've got some stuff here in the city we've been working on, trying to figure out what all that we can still do activity and event-wise in the city. So we do have some stuff that we're planning, and we're trying to come up with a good, safe way to do everything. So just keep an eye out on the website and social media pages for updates on Christmas activities in the downtown and some of our parks and stuff like that. So we got some stuff in the works, so we just don't have all the details quite ironed out quite yet, but they're coming. Christmas is definitely coming. We're going to have a Christmas this year.
And that's all the news or events.
Okay. All right. Well, what does that leave for you, Allison?
Chris pretty much took care of everything, but, I handled the little scraps he left me. We first like to thank all of our citizens, visitors, participants, everyone who had a chance to come out to our Halloween Drive Boo event, which was held on October 31st at Hunter Park. Based on our calculations, we had over 500 vehicles, and we were able to meet over 1,700 attendees. It was really, really, really a great time. For those of you who don't remember, your favorite booth was the Charlie Brown booth. And although the votes did not reflect that, we're still confirming to you that your favorite booth was by far the Charlie Brown booth. But we will give a shout out to Mary Dixon Horton of Dream Vacations for her Witches Hangout booth, which she won the most votes. But it was a really, really great time. We want to thank all of the vendors who were able to join us. To name a few, we had the police department, we had Dallas booth party rentals, we had Stay On Point Stay On Point Ballet Center, then Just Breathe Yoga. We had a lot of great vendors out, so we really, really enjoyed it. And despite what the circumstances may be next year or moving forward, I definitely think it's something we'll look into continuing, whether we're in this environment or not.
Yeah, it was great. We had a really, really good turnout. Like you said, when you said the 1,750 or so, I think that was like 1,750 costumed kids. Mm-hmm. That's not counting like parents and drivers. That's like kids in costumes. Because we gave out at least that much candy.
Yep.
So those were the bags that we found in the cars and stuff. And 500, 600, 700 cars came through. We were out there for at least 3 hours of nonstop cars moving through at
Absolutely.
a pretty brisk pace. Mm-hmm. So it was a great event, great turnout. Everybody had a great time. They just seemed to be happy to be out trick-or-treating.
Yes.
The kids were all in costumes, great costumes on some of the kids too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dogs.
And the dogs, yeah. I don't know who had more fun, if it were the adults or the children, but I know for our booth, we really, really enjoyed it, especially being that given this season, we haven't really been able to be out and talking to citizens and chatting with them. So it was just a lot of fun.
Really
so thank you all so much for attending. And
we need to give a shout out to Haley Chapman, too, our wonderful graphic designer who designed our booth.
She did design our booth. So again, although the votes did not reflect it, the Charlie Brown booth was by far the best, but we're going to be, I'm not even going to say good losers, because we didn't lose, because the expression that we received from everyone who drove by, they verbalized that our booth was the best. I can't speak for the votes, and we won't even get into all of that. But definitely, Haley did such an awesome job, and I'm sure the next time she's on the podcast, she would love for you, Chris, to give her kudos again. So don't forget it, and that way I'm signing Haley up for the next podcast, by the way. She will be ready. So thanks again for that. And then coming up, November 19th at 6:30, we are having our next edition of Douglasville Live, which is our online trivia. So if you guys remember, in October we did Douglasville Live and to celebrate Georgia City's week, and the theme was all things Douglasville, Douglas County, just getting our citizens and participants to learn more about our city. Well, this month we're doing a different theme, and it's going to be film and TV productions that were shot here in Douglasville, Douglas County. So it is going to be a lot of fun. I can't give away too many spoilers, but I will say our two hosts are top notch.
At
right,
least
Jason?
one of them.
At least one of them will be phenomenal. I won't say which one, but I'm really good friends with one of them. So I'm going to think it's going to be her. But then
Agreed.
Jason is also going to be amazing.
I totally agree with you.
But that is going to be a lot of fun. It's family friendly, but we will be testing your knowledge on films that were shot here in Douglas County. So think about Stranger Things, think about Have and Have Nots, All Eyes on Me. Do your homework, because there are going to be some
more
tricks.
that I even realized.
Yes.
When we started looking and coming up with questions, there was a lot more that's been here than we even realized. And we're here when they're down here filming all the time. So.
Yep. we're going to throw some curveballs at you. So I'm telling you now, go ahead and start studying and get prepared. Again, November 19th at 6:30. It's going to be held on Facebook Live on the City of Douglasville's page, which is facebook.com/City of Douglasville. If you go to our events on the Facebook page and you click interested, you'll get a reminder as soon as we go live. And so you don't want to miss out. We're partnering. We want to especially thank our partners, the Cultural Arts Council. They are providing our gifts for this round, which it makes perfect sense. And then we also would like to thank our additional partners, the Douglas County Film Trail, for providing us with a lot of the information, and then Explore Douglas County. So November 19th at 6:30 on Facebook Live.
Awesome. That is going to be fun. I can't wait for that one. I love movies and TV. So, all right. Well, thanks, Allison and Chris. So let's get right into talking to Judge Beau McClain. Judge McClain, thanks for coming in again and talking to us. You have what looks like a stack of toys behind you. You are getting ready for Christmas, it looks like.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys, some of the stuff that we're going to give away. And can anybody tell what that is?
It's signed by the commissioner.
Well, you're doing pretty good for a girl. Oh.
Well, Mr. Chris was dressed as Charlie Brown last week for our booth. So, Chris, you know what that one is?
That's the one that Lucy held and Charlie always tried to kick, I guess.
Intimate.
I think Allison's the closest. The Duke. This is the NFL football, the Duke.
The Duke.
And it's goes back to the Bart Starr, Green Bay Packers, Vince Lombardi era. And this is the NFL football, and some lucky kids are going to get some of these this year.
Yeah, that's back when I was a baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I can see that where it says the Duke right there. I'm not good at this, but
That's it.
This is the coolest football there is. And, I've got some Fisher Price.
Covering all ages.
Yeah, we serve all the kids at the health department that sign up for WIC and Children's Medical Services. So we do a lot of Fisher Price. This is a classic Fisher Price toy that even Chris probably remembers this toy. We actually got this from Chris, and he said, "You can't take your telephone. Take your telephone, Chris." So this is a neat Fisher Price toy that some of the younger kids.
Surprised they're still making that in a rotary dial style.
I really like this for your middle school girls.
Legos.
This is Legos. Who doesn't like Legos? This
Everybody
is a
wants
very
to
nice
love Legos.
6+ Lego set. And for you parents out there, we match the gifts by age and gender. And just so you know, how does a gift get put in your bag? Well, we look at the age and gender of your child, and then we look at what's written on these gifts when we get them at the store or when they're donated. So a lot of thought goes into how we select gifts for our kids.
Awesome. So Judge, Operation Christmas Child, Operation Christmas. This will be the 6th year.
Yes.
That you guys will be doing it, and tell us a little bit about the program itself, how it works, and then how many kids have you served over the first 5 years or so? Tell us a little bit about it.
Thank you, Jason. We've served 48,000 Douglas County children over the past 5 years. And we deliberately target kids who have real need. So the school system helps us with the kids on free school meals. That's one of our target groups. The health department partners with us to find the kids the little kids, the Fisher Price kids who are getting WIC and other services at the health department. We partner with the Junior League of Douglas County to take care of all of the Douglas County Head Start classes. We partner with some friends to make sure the kids at Inner Harbor are taken care of. So we target kids that we know have families that need just a little bit of help at Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've talked to a lot of different kind of organizations and charity organizations over the last few episodes, and what the commonality we're hearing is there is a lot more need this year in general. So that with COVID-19, a lot of people have hit some hard times. So I think the need for things like this, especially when we get to Christmas time and you need a little something extra to make you feel good, the need is clearly there every year, but this year even more so. There's probably a lot more need for this out there. So,
Jason, I found out about a week ago that in the state of Georgia, unemployment claims for the last 8 months have exceeded the number of unemployment claims in Georgia for the last 8 years put together.
yeah,
So the need's definitely there.
absolutely. Absolutely. So you guys have been coming out and meeting that need for the last 5 or 6 years. So you're definitely, that need is here this year. So what have you guys seen from an operational standpoint this year about being able to meet that need? How has COVID affected you guys' ability to put on the program?
Great question. First of all, we're going to be there for our families here in Douglas County. Don't worry about that. But this has been the toughest year we've ever had. A lot of our volunteers that come to the warehouse and bag and tag gifts for places like the high school and the fire department, the police department, the sheriff's department have major concerns about COVID and social distancing and how they can serve us and at the same time do that. And they may not be able to help us this year. So what we may have to do is reduce the public venues down some and really lean on the churches who send their own volunteers to get the toys, bag them, tag them, and have them there for the families. Our donations have just dropped to almost nothing. I told you off camera, right now we're broke. We don't have any money. But I start preparing for Operation Christmas in January. And so what we've been able to do over the course of the year, and I'll tell you a quick story. My wife and I hit every Walgreens in Metro Atlanta in January of this year because they had an amazing sale on Disney toys.
Yeah.
It was incredible. So we literally went to every Walgreens and got all the Disney toys. So, we've been working on it and we're going to be there, but it's definitely had an effect. The churches that host Operation Christmas usually have some incredible activities for the families. They serve breakfast. They have programs.
Mm-hmm.
They let parents pick gifts. They wrap them. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on. And I'm thinking probably every church is going to do a drive-through for concern for their volunteers. But also, we don't want the families receiving gifts
Right.
be scared to come get them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what you'll anticipate is pretty much a drive-through process everywhere, which I think is safe.
Yeah.
If you can go to Chick-fil-A, you can come get your gifts for your family at Operation Christmas.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, and this is the time of this is a year that I think we need this time of year. Christmas normally rolls around and everybody's just in such a better mood and a better spirit. And you guys do your part as to making sure that all those families, have that Christmas spirit. And I think this year we need it more than ever. So just talking to, we're going to help get the word out about what you guys are doing. But what can the community do to help? What kind of need do you have in order to make this happen? What can we do to help assist?
See, here's another unique challenge of being a judge who runs ministries. A judge cannot ethically ask anyone to donate any money to anything.
Gotcha.
Now, we'll tell you this. We've received our first donation of a Nintendo Switch, which is pretty nice, isn't it?
Very nice. Very nice.
And a game. Now, this is like a guy that plays basketball for Los Angeles. He looks very tough. Does anybody, who's Anthony Davis? Do you guys know who I don't follow basketball.
He plays for the Lakers, and they won the championship this year. So I hear as a girl.
He's probably pretty
Okay,
good.
Hey, Allison, I hereby revoke that crack I made to you, about the football thing. I withdraw that and apologize for that because
No worries.
you did good on that one.
He's the only one on the screen that's got the right
He
name.
plays with, just a little extra history. He plays with LeBron James. Like I said, they just won. And obviously, this was a big year for the Lakers, given that Kobe Bryant died earlier this year. So it was a really big celebratory event. And he played with I want to say he played with Kobe in his younger years overseas during the Olympics. I'm just saying.
That's impressive,
That
Allison.
is very impressive. So I want to show you
She
something.
never ceases to amaze us.
So, this is West Georgia Living, published by the Sentinel, and maybe that came out this week. You can see that great picture. And on the inside, there is an amazing article about Operation Christmas that I commend to everyone. But what I want to narrow in on, do you see the sheriff and Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones in the picture,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So last year, Captain Herb Emery's widow, Karen, kind of spearheaded an effort to have Nintendo Switches donated to Operation Christmas.
Right.
And then we had the school system social workers pick out the lucky winners. And then we had elected officials from all over the county, including Mayor Robinson, the district attorney, some of the judges, the sheriff, the chair, all went out and delivered those Nintendo Switches personally. And that was an incredible experience for those families. For the chair of the board of commissioners to show up at your house
Yeah.
with the sheriff and bring your child a Nintendo Switch, or the mayor of Douglasville to show up at your house and bring you a Nintendo Switch. And to me, that's part of what makes Douglasville a great community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we've said that kind of throughout this entire year. We've looked at things happening this year with COVID and everything, and we've seen people and organizations come out and step up and say, what can we do to help? In light of everything that's happened this year, there's been plenty of people stepping up to say, what can we do to help our neighbor, help our community, help those out there who are having a lot harder time of it. So this is a great time, again, to step up and say, how can we help? There are kids and families out there that are going to have a real struggle this holiday season. So this is a great opportunity to put a smile on a kid's face and give them a Christmas memory that they're going to remember for. Like you said, if the mayor comes to your house with a Nintendo Switch for Christmas, that's something that's going to be that's a memory for a lifetime, right? That's something you're going to be telling your kids about. Hey, when I was a kid, So that's an amazing memory that we've created for somebody, that especially in a year that we've had so much struggle. Some positivity is a good thing, and it would go a long way right now, I think. So we're just glad it's Christmas. So, what about like volunteer wise? Are you still taking volunteers or anything like that? Or since the COVID issue with spacing, I mean, can people come and volunteer to help if they want to, or they need to connect through the churches, or how would that work?
Well, the first recommendation is please check with your church and see if it's participating, and then there's going to be a need there. The second and more direct answer to your question is come see us at our Facebook page, The Elf Squad. I tell people that, and they say, okay, let me write this down. And I'm like, you're kidding me. You have to write that down?
The Elf Squad.
The Elf Squad. The first year I go to church at Chapel Hill, and one of our staff, Lindsay Foster, she's just an incredibly effervescent and likable young lady. And we were all at the warehouse kind of doing stuff. And she goes, "You-hoo, we're the Elf Squad." And I thought, that is awesome. So that's who we are. We're the Elf Squad. Check us out on Facebook, and we'll see if we can plug you in some kind of way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're the head elf of the Elf Squad?
I guess so. Here.
Elf.
This is what I do when I buy toys. People look at me and they see this big shopping basket full of toys at the Douglasville Walmart, and they go, "Are you Santa Claus?" And I look at them and I say, "Yes." Have you been a good boy this year? And they kind of like, are you a weirdo or are you not? And I say, no, this is just my disguise. I can't wear my Santa gear, but I guess I'm the head elf for one of the
Absolutely.
It's fun. My mother, who's passed away a few years ago, my mother and father moved to Douglasville not long after I moved here in the early 80s. And she always made Christmas fun for us. And she always made it special.
Yeah.
And I hope your mom and dad did for you too, because like you said, I've carried that memory forward throughout my life, and I tried to make it special for my kids when they were little. And so I love it. I love toys. I love Christmas. It's just a beautiful thing.
It is. It's definitely my favorite time of the year because I try to be a positive person all the time. It fits a little bit more in the Christmas season when everybody's a little bit more positive, a little bit more happy and cheerful. But yeah, it's just a time of the year where everybody just seems a little nicer, and I like that. So that's what I've been telling my wife we need to put up a Christmas tree since July. It's not happening, but we can play the music, I guess. But I just love the Christmas season, and I know, like you said, I know when I was a kid, the same thing. There were times when we were growing up that we were among, the kids and the families that you're reaching out to. So we were in those times, and my mom did, like you said, the same as your mom. She went out of the way to ensure that we had a Christmas. And it was programs like what you are doing that enabled that some years because some years it was just her trying to make it all happen.
Last year, Jason, one of the school social workers picked a family to receive the Nintendo, and I got to deliver that one. The family was living in a motel room, and the mother was working. But all she could afford for Christmas for her two kids was candy. And so some guy shows up out of nowhere and brings her kids a Nintendo Switch. And it was like I was an alien from another planet. She didn't believe it was real. But Allison, it was real. It happened.
Sounds like Santa Claus to me. Yeah.
And that, I guess that's part of the joy for me is, I get to be that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And people talk about Santa Claus and they say, "Oh, you believe in Santa Claus and stuff." And I'm the corny guy who's like, you know what? I still do believe in Santa Claus because Santa Claus is that spirit of Christmas that comes out in people this time of the year that doesn't exist other times of the year. That's that spirit of giving, that spirit of wanting to help and wanting to see that smile on somebody else's face. That's Santa Claus. That's that spirit of Christmas that just makes this time of the year an amazing time of the year because people will do things that seem out of the ordinary, and they will step up and try to help other people and be positive and be nice, and that sense of, me, I'm a super cheap kind of guy, I'm not going to go out and buy all these things for my kids if I can not, but we do at Christmas time. There's a spirit of generosity, that comes out around Christmas, and that's the Christmas spirit, right? That's Santa Claus. So my kids are old enough to where they don't really try to believe anymore, but I keep telling them, no, there's definitely a Santa Claus. There is definitely a Christmas spirit, and that is the only reason you're getting stuff for Christmas.
I lied to my parents and told them I believed until I was like 30, because I was scared if I told them the truth that, Santa wouldn't show up. So,
Yeah, you never know.
It wasn't a lie, Jason. You're right. He's real. And he lives within us.
Absolutely.
I had a conversation with my pastor a few years ago, and I told him that, Christmas is a time that we celebrate the incarnation of Jesus into from spirit into humanity. And I told my pastor that I think people are the way you just described, because you're right, they are that way. They're nicer, they're happier, they're kinder, they're more generous at Christmas. I think God sends his Holy Spirit out to celebrate the birth of his son. And it affects all of us, whether we believe or don't believe. We are kinder and gentler. And like you said earlier, we need that now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We need a little Christmas.
Now,
I'll give you a couple other details, though, that we don't want to miss.
Yes, please.
Okay. So the event's going to be December 12th at 9 to 11. If you signed up, you'll get directions of where to go to get your gifts. It's likely going to be a local church or the sheriff's department, maybe the police department. We're going to make a few changes there to accommodate COVID. And you need to hurry up and sign up because we may cut it off next week. Because as I said, we've already got over 9,000 folks that have registered. And the sign up's pretty easy. Just go to the school system website, and right there on the front page under Gary Sparks and 10 pounds smiling face, you'll see a Christmas present to register for Operation Christmas in English or Spanish. Or if you receive services at the health department, then just stop by. There's a paper form you can fill out that will be given to us. And we plan to send your golden ticket to you electronically this year by email. So make sure you put your email when you fill it out, or there's going to be trouble. And if you can't print your ticket, maybe you don't have a printer, well, just bring your phone or wherever you keep your email and we'll figure it out. So time's running short because there's a lot of preparation we do once the registrations come in to be able to deploy 10,000 gifts all over in 30 locations all over Douglas County.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. That's amazing. We will put links to the school system page where you can sign up. We'll put links to your Facebook page for the Elf Squad, and all the information in the show notes and anywhere we can get it on our social media and website as well, to make sure people know where to go and how to find out and how to sign up and how to be a part. Absolutely. Any other vital information we need to make sure people are aware of about Operation Christmas?
I think we've covered it pretty good, but I'll just say one more thing. I don't know how much time we have left, but I'm like y'all. It's been a tough year for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And as I've navigated through that year as a husband and a father and a friend and a volunteer and a ministry leader and a judge, it's been really, really hard. And I've done some soul searching and a lot of praying. And I was led to a verse in Jeremiah 29:7. It says, "Seek the welfare of the city where I've placed you, for there you will find your welfare." So what I would commend to the city of Douglasville and the county of Douglas is whatever is going on out there in the world, can we focus on the welfare of our community, of our friends, of our town? And nothing can stop us from doing that. No matter what's going on in Washington or Paris or China, nothing can stop us from taking care of Douglasville, Georgia. And that's what I aim to do.
Absolutely. That is an awesome word and thought to probably to wrap up on. I think so. Definitely. Thank you for putting it all into that perspective, and for all that you guys are doing to make sure the children and families in our community are having the best possible Christmas they can.
Jason, thank you. And if a gift wrap football shows up at City Hall for Allison, then you'll know where it came from.
She has earned it for sure. Well, thank you, head elf Judge McClain, for joining us and telling us everything about Operation Christmas. And we will make sure to get all the information out there in all of our outlets and stuff. So thank you, Chris and Allison, as well. And thank everyone for joining and watching and listening. So go and find the links on the notes or on our website. Find the Facebook page for the Elf Squad. Get all the information. Get involved. Help out however you can. Just connect with Judge McClain and figure out how you can help be a part of this amazing event and thing that they're doing for this holiday season. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone out there. Merry Christmas. It's not too soon to say Merry Christmas. And everybody have just a wonderful, wonderful Christmas season. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on Douglasville Impact.